I think the Chancellor has been doing a terrible job. She's made a mess of the economy, and you look at the papers today, she has told lies. This is a woman who, in my view, should be resigning. Tone policing, how I hold her to account, I think is by the by. Did she do those things or did she not? Is she doing a good job? And she's the one who's actually made it personal, talking about how all of this is happening because she's a woman. Completely ridiculous.
Picture this. You are sitting at home, minding your own business, probably wondering why your energy bill costs more than a weekend in Paris, when suddenly Kemi Badenoch appears on your television screen and basically tells the Chancellor of the Exchequer to pack her bags and leave number 11. Just like that, on live television. No warning, no mercy. Welcome to British politics in 2025, where the drama is free, but everything else will cost you an extra 40% in taxes. Quick favor, if you are loving this already, smash that subscribe button. Over 92% of viewers have not subscribed yet. It is completely free, takes literally 2 seconds, and honestly means everything to us here at UK Secrets. Cheers if you did. Right, let us get into this absolute carnage.
Nonsense. I gave a 20-minute speech where I had quite a lot of economic arguments to make, especially that she is borrowing so much, leaving debt to our children, all to pay benefits. That is not fair on the working people of this country. And she can complain as much as she likes. In her first budget, when I wasn't even the leader, Rachel Reeves took some time out to take a swipe at me. She can dish it, but she can't take it. And that's the story about Labour. They think that they have a right to go after everybody else because they think they're better than everybody else. They are not. They need to be held to the same standards as everybody else. And right now, they are failing to meet those standards. She's not doing a good job. She's not.
So here's what happened. Kemi Badenoch, the Conservative leader who has been sharpening her knives since taking the helm of the opposition, went on Sky News and did not just criticize Rachel Reeves. Oh no, she went full parliamentary warfare mode and suggested that the Chancellor should resign. Resign, not reconsider, not rethink. Resign. That is political speak for you have messed up so spectacularly that even your own reflection is disappointed in you. And what exactly has got Badenoch so fired up?
Not at all. I want them to grow up to live healthy, wealthy lives. But this is not the way to...
Well, why don't you support the lifting of the two-child benefit cap? Everybody else does.
No, that's not true, actually, because this is not the way to do it. What we are doing is taxing a lot of people who are struggling to pay for those on benefits. About 500,000 families are going to be getting an uptake of about £5,000. Many other people don't have £5,000 lying around. We believe that people on benefits should have to make the same decisions about having children as everybody else. And remember, we're not talking about child benefit here. We're talking about the universal credit element of it. You get child benefit for as many children as you have. But at some point, someone needs to draw a line somewhere.
Indeed.
Well, it all comes back to Rachel Reeves' budget. You know, that budget. The one that was supposed to fix Britain's economic woes, but instead left everyone feeling like they had been mugged by a spreadsheet. Badenoch's argument is brutally simple. The country needs growth. Actual economic growth. The kind that creates jobs and opportunities and doesn't just shuffle money around like a financial shell game. And according to Kemi, Reeves' budget is about as helpful for growth as a chocolate teapot is for making a proper brew. Now, let us talk about the elephant in the room, or rather, the two children in the room. One of the big debates swirling around Westminster lately has been whether to lift the two-child benefit cap. For those not obsessed with policy minutiae, this cap basically limits child tax credits and universal credit to the first two children in most families. It was introduced back in 2017 by the Conservatives, ironically enough, and it has been controversial ever since. Critics say it punishes larger families and pushes children into poverty. Supporters argue it encourages personal responsibility and controls welfare spending. Rachel Reeves, in typical Labour fashion, has been under enormous pressure from her own party to scrap this cap. There have been rebellions, heated debates, passionate speeches about child poverty, the whole theatrical performance. Some Labour MPs have practically been camping outside her office with protest signs. But here's where it gets interesting.
But let's deal with the fact here. Of those who are going to get, that's 560,000 households, those who are going to get some extra because they've got more than two children, 70% of them are in work. 60% of people on universal credit who get the benefit are in work. This is not supporting shirkers. This is backing strivers.
If we want to make sure that children don't grow up in poverty, we need to make sure that their parents have jobs and that those jobs pay well.
But the point is, lots of them are in jobs, Trevor, but they are also
Trevor,
very poor.
I haven't finished answering your last question. Under Labour, unemployment has gone up every single month since they came into office, every single month. 1 million more people are now on out-of-work benefits than when they came into office.
Badenoch, speaking on Sky News, threw an absolute curveball into this debate. She essentially said, lifting the two-child cap will not fix the economy. It's not going to deliver the growth Britain desperately needs. Ouch! That is the political equivalent of telling someone their solution to a leaking roof is to redecorate the living room. And you know what? Badenoch is not entirely wrong to ask the question. I mean, do not get me wrong. Child poverty is a massive issue that deserves serious attention. But if you're the Chancellor and your primary job is to get the economy growing, pumping more money into benefits without addressing the fundamental reasons why the economy is flatlining is like trying to fill a bathtub that still has the plug out. You can keep pouring water in all you like, but you're not actually solving the problem. But wait, because Kemi Badenoch was not finished. Oh no!
5,000 new people each day claiming health and sickness benefits. Who is paying for all this? A smaller and smaller group of people. What we need is growth in our economy. Simply taking out from people who are struggling and giving to a different group of people is not making the economy better. And in fact, the OBR says household incomes across the board are going to go down. We are getting poorer.
But you're still
poorer.
You're still not answering my question.
I have answered.
Which is that of the people who will get this benefit, the vast majority are workers, but they are very poor workers. And you're saying, actually, bad luck.
No, what I'm saying is we need to grow our
economy.
It's a bit
Victorian,
that'll
happen. Yes, but what about those people
No, it
now?
won't happen. It won't happen, Trevor. That is the problem. We are getting poorer.
She then pivoted to another favorite Conservative talking point, the welfare bill. Now, if you've been following British politics for more than 5 minutes, you'll know that Conservatives and the welfare bill have a relationship that can only be described as complicated. They look at welfare spending the way a Victorian headmaster looks at fun, with deep suspicion and an overwhelming desire to reduce it. Badenoch specifically called for cuts to the welfare bill, and here's where things got really spicy. She mentioned mental health benefits. Yes, you heard that correctly. Mental health benefits. Now, this is walking into a minefield whilst wearing clown shoes, because mental health is one of those issues that basically everyone agrees is important. It's right up there with puppies are nice and traffic jams are annoying in terms of universal consensus. But Badenoch is clearly suggesting that the system is being exploited or that spending in this area has gotten out of control. And look, there's a conversation to be had here, even if it's an uncomfortable one. Mental health claims for benefits have absolutely skyrocketed in recent years. Some of that is genuine increased awareness and people getting help they genuinely need. Some of it might be systemic issues with how we assess and support mental health. And some of it, if we're being brutally honest, is probably people gaming a system that has more loopholes than a knitting circle. But suggesting cuts to mental health benefits is politically risky, like trying to defuse a bomb while juggling chainsaws. One wrong move and boom, you're the villain in 1,000 Twitter threads. The Conservative leader is basically making a bet here. She's betting that enough British voters are fed up with what they perceive as an ever-expanding welfare state and will support a tougher approach. She's gambling that people are more concerned about economic growth and their own financial situations than they are about being seen as compassionate. It's a classic right-wing economic argument. We can't afford to keep spending money we don't have, and tough choices need to be made. Now let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture, because this clash between Badenoch and Reeves is not just about policy disagreements or parliamentary point scoring. This is about two fundamentally different visions for Britain's future. Rachel Reeves represents a Labour Party that believes the state should play an active role in supporting people, investing in public services, and using government spending to stimulate the economy. It's Keynesian economics with a modern progressive twist. Spend money to make money, support people when they're down, and the economy will eventually respond. Kemi Badenoch, on the other hand, represents a conservative philosophy that is deeply skeptical of big government solutions. She believes in lower taxes, reduced regulation, personal responsibility and letting businesses and individuals drive economic growth without the state getting in the way. It's the eternal debate, big state versus small state, intervention versus free market, help versus self-help. This has been the fundamental divide in British politics since forever, and it's not going away anytime soon.